Morris, and today we're going to look at how to play We Wish You a Merry Christmas, arranged for the fingerstyle ukulele with a high G. And to play this, you are only going to need to use the thumb on your right hand. You don't need to use all your fingers, although you can if you want. Let's start by playing a G5 chord, like this. I just use 2 fingers. I don't need to worry about adding on extra one for the full G because we're only going to be strumming 3 strings. It's going to start by plucking the C string, then strumming the G, C and E string, like this. After playing that chord, we want to try and hold down the chord for as long as possible whilst playing this melody so we get this nice ringing out sound. This C chord I'm going to play, I'm going to use just the same 3 strings we just did, not using any fingers on my left hand, like this. After playing it once, I then let it ring out and pluck the E string 2 more times. Then I'm going to play an A7 chord, all 4 strings this time though. After playing this chord, I'm going to again let it ring out and use my 3rd finger to play this melody on the A string whilst keeping the chord ring out. Also adding that G note at the end, I let the chord ring out. I don't need to take my finger off this A7 chord the entire bar. After the bar of A7, we're going to move on to a D chord. But this D chord, I'm just going to use my 1st finger to bar the 2nd fret because I'm not going to play the A string. It doesn't matter about that one ringing out or being dead. Just going to strum with my thumb the G, C and E string again. After plucking this chord and letting it ring out, I'm going to play the C string 2 more times. Because I have my finger barred on the 2nd fret already, I'm going to use my middle finger to go on to the 3rd on the C string, and I'm going to get myself a B7 chord. Strum all 4 strings for this one. While strumming this chord, I want to make sure I keep pressure down because it sounds really good if the chord rings out whilst I play this melody using my ring finger. After playing that melody, I'm going to release the chord to play the open A string, allowing my fingers to get in position for an E minor chord. But this E minor chord, I'm again like the G5 chord, I'm just using 2 fingers. I don't need to worry about the A string. We're not going to be playing that string. I'm just going to strum these 3 strings again. And then the C string. After doing that, I'm going to play the 2nd fret, and this 1st finger that's been taking a rest is going to go down and play the 2nd fret. Because my middle finger is now free, I'm going to use this to play an A minor chord, just 3 strings again though. Then with my thumb resting on this A string after strumming the 3 below it, I'm going to pluck that one open and then strum these same 3 strings with a D7 chord. After this D7 chord, I'm going to go back to a G5, same one we started on, but this time I'm going to use my 2nd and 3rd finger because my 3rd finger is already on this string. I'm just going to slide up. Makes a nice smooth transition. This takes us into the B section of the song. Now, because I've got this G4 chord already held, I'm just going to leave my left hand fingers on there and I'm going to pluck the C string and strum these 3 strings just like we did at the start of the song. After strumming this G5 chord, I'm going to then pluck the E string twice. Before going to a D chord, I'm going to play this the same way I did before, just barring. Because I'm not playing the A string, my thumb just rests on it, then I play the E string again. Before going to an E minor chord, the same way we did before, just using these 2 fingers and strumming 3 strings. After this, I need to get to the 2nd fret of the E string. Because my middle finger's already on the E string, I just slide it down. And then I'm going to play my A chord, just using 3 strings again, before going back to the D chord. This time with the D chord, we could bar it, or we could do a normal D, however you do, because I'm about to play the open A string. I tend to just bar it, and then let my hand off the chord playing this A, so that I can get ready for the next chord, a G, full G this time. After strumming this G chord, I'm going to let my middle finger come off and pluck the A string, and then pluck the G string. The rest of the chord I'm going to leave ringing out though. We then go to a D chord. I'm going to bar it the same as we've been doing before, but I'm also going to add on my little finger on fret number 5 before playing the C string, before going to a C chord. But this C chord, I don't need any fingers, just like before, just going to strum 3 strings. Then with it ringing out, I'm going to pluck the A string and go to a D7 chord, just strumming 3 strings. Then to a G5 chord like we did before, and again I'm going to slide my ring finger up so it's a bit of a smoother transition. After this, we go back and we play the A section again, just like we did before.